it's still on a splintered beam. Rain taps out some cursed dream. Gravel roads twist upon dry land. I carry guilt like rust on hands. The chapel's doors are sealed with tar. No hymns escape, no saints by far. Beneath the rusted cross I kneel. Whiskey prayers I barely feel. Heaven don't answer boys like me, just thunder cracking dead oak trees. Mama said sin comes dressed in charm, but I kissed it anyway down by the barn. Now every step drags chains unseen, echoes clinging where I've been. The storm don't cleanse, it brands the skin. With every lie buried in that preacher's voice, a buzz of flies, reading verses no one buys. I kneel, whiskey prayers I barely feel. Heaven don't answer boys like me, just thunder cracking dead oak trees. Fireflies blink like judgment eyes, and I keep walking neath godless skies. Hear that rope creak down by Gallows Creek. Ain't no sermon here, just the devil's speak. Mud in my blood, soul in decay. Preacher packed up, left yesterday. I spit scripture carved in bark, lines written where the world turns dark. That bond still burns in my rear view. Truth don't beg, it just cuts through. Down by Gallows Creek, we don't talk, we let metal speak. Rust in my rhyme, dirt on my name, but they all know I play no game. Backwoods born, raised on dust. Trust no badge, obey no trust. Folks vanish here like wind through pine. I count my sins one verse at a time. Moonlight sharp blade on my boot. If you chase me, come in a suit. Suffocated, a scream in a smoky beat. Every drop of sweat is heat. This ain't rap, it's an oath in bone. A code spoken when you're alone. Down by Gallows Creek, we don't talk, we let metal speak. Rust in my rhyme, dirt on my name, but they all know I play no game. So if you cross that wooden gate, bring a shovel or meet your fate. Red dirt, broken cross. Past that line, all hope lost. Low rifle inside. Crow on the branch says never come back. Raised in rage by swamp and smoke. No godfather, just blood I spoke. Every step's a curse decree. Each line I drop set spirits free. No mercy on county line, where prayer is crime and blood is fine. Be made of mud, flow full of thorn. In the profane south I walk alone. No mercy on county line, where prayer is crime and blood is fine. Be made of mud, flow full of thorn. In the profane south I walk alone. Stacked inside my head, my ghosts don't sleep, they dance instead. Bass in my chest, gold in the dust, but every note comes laced with rust. I don't fear skulls or crooked saints. My pact was signed in hell's restraints. Drums like fire, chants from trees. Justice here, don't speak in please. Rap from the swamp, slide in pain. Guitar wails loud, I stake my claim. No mercy on county line, where prayer is crime and blood is fine. Beat made of mud, flow full of thorn. In the profane south I walk alone. Last beat drops, silence bleeds. Name scratched deep where no one reads. Settles heavy, ain't no angels in these rooms. Raised under moonlight, law behind my trail. Smoke from jack pines, secrets in the hair. Cracking knuckles, cold steel in my hand. We don't pray in this county, we damn the band. Hustle through swamps, blood and brimstone. Every step echoes, this land's my own. We ride beneath rebel skies, outlaw hearts where justice dies. Drums bump slide, guitar cries. In rebel shadows, legends rise. Mama warned me about fire in my chest. I fed on danger, wouldn't settle for less. Old preacher's threat, no, I shook that hand. Now I'm wanted, hunted on this land. Boot prints muddy, trail never cold. My story's inked in red clay, brash and bold. Beat pounds like a war drum at midnight. Slide guitar wails under pale moonlight. I'm the outlaw, the South forgotten. Born in struggle, raised in rot. We ride beneath rebel skies, outlaw hearts where justice dies. Drums bump slide, guitar cries. In rebel shadows, legends rise. Boots fade in crimson dust, trail of ghosts bound by trust. In rebel shadows, echoes hum, the outlaw march never done. Shadows crawl on the dirt road bend. Lanterns flicker, prayers pretend. Barefoot steps on scorched remains. Crossing my pocket, wind screams names. Hollow eyes and broken hands. In the barn's back room, tired spirits stand. On burnt ground, the ghost moans low. Come take what's left of what you know. In that hallway, coffin lid slam. Is it my heart or echoes that damn? Smoke drips from a cracked tin roof. Bottles, labels, secrets, silent proof. Old prayers in tongues long dead. Burn the guilt, seal what's said. And the rooster cries at dawn, but no one wakes where hope is gone. The bell tolls, splitting the air, ripping roads of all I care. On burned ground, the ghost moans low. Come take what's left of what you know. In that hallway, coffin lid slam. Is it my heart or echoes that damn? One last chord from a dying hand. Cold soul swallows this haunted man.
Moss hangs low where I made my vows. Ain't no preacher, just thunder loud. Boots sink deep in cursed terrain. Scripture torn, inked in pain. Ain't no halo, just ash on my tongue. Sermons I spit were meant for the hung. Bayou breeze with bloodline codes. Each rhyme's a rifle, truth explodes. Swamp vows I never break. Mud-bound oaths every line I take. No heaven waits for kin like me. Just echoes ringing through the cypress tree. Grew up where the dogs don't bark, just eyes glowing in the dark. My mama stitched grit into my soul. Now I rap from that devil's scroll. Gunpowder gospel, silence is loud. Walking with ghosts, shoulders proud. I baptize my sins in creek water black. Each track's a knife in a sinner's back. Slide guitar moans, I nod and spit. Ain't no quiet, just this outlaw grit. Swamp vows I never break. Mud-bound oaths every line I take. No heaven waits for kin like me. Just echoes ringing through the cypress tree. Tombstone rhythm, beat won't fade.
tied loose by the gate, saddle torn and the reins hung straight. No voice, no breath, just boots in the clay, and a trail of dust that slipped away. A bottle lay cracked near the barnyard wall. The wind stood still, then came the call. Gravel and mercy don't run the same. One leaves scars, the other leaves shame. Gravel and mercy, that's all that's left. When the law don't care and the land takes the rest. He carved his guilt on a Bible page, set fire to hope, then rode off the stage. Folks still whisper when thunder rolls about the man who left without a soul. The banjo cries under blood-red skies, while the violin mourns where the silence lies. Gravel and mercy don't run the same. One leaves scars, the other leaves shame. Gravel and mercy, that's all that's left. When the law don't care and the land takes the rest. You can beg the dirt, but it won't forgive. It just buries the truth with the lives we live. Saw him ride out past Widow's Bluff with a satchel of silver and a stare gone rough. The sky turned copper, the air stood still, and the dogs howled long from the chapel hill. No one followed, not even the brave. They say that trail turns into a grave. Joe never came back. The wind tells the tale of hoofbeats fading down a haunted trail. Joe never came back. No bones, no tracks, just a fiddle's cry and a world gone black. Old man Tucker swears he heard a scream right where the creek cuts through the dream. He found a boot and a blood-soaked rope and the stench of death clinging to hope. Now the banjo moans when the night grows wide, and the violin weeps where Joe once lied. Joe never came back. The wind tells the tale of hoofbeats fading down a haunted trail. Joe never came back. No bones, no tracks, edge of flame. The dust don't bury it, remembers names.
Rides that canyon trail since Joe rode through. Leather Creek dies cold like he already knew. He left no tracks, just the scent of dread and a whisper hanging where the tall grass bled. The wind won't speak, the dogs won't bark. Joe's silence rides in after dark. Joe's empty saddle swings in the barn. No boots below, no voice, no harm. Joe's empty saddle still and curves like the ghost of justice riding in reverse. He lit a match and burned his name, left town with nothing but grit and shame. Some say the devil took his side, others say Joe never really died. The river runs slower where his horse once drank, and folks still flinch at that old creek bank. Joe's empty saddle swings in the barn. No boots below, no voice, no harm. Joe's empty saddle still and curves like the ghost of justice riding in reverse. The saddle creaks, but there's no man near, just the weight of what we all still fear.
Sam's bar Joe sat drinking dry, one eye on his glass, one on the sky. They said he killed without flinch or regret, but blood don't rest, it collects its debt.
moon stared crooked, the air held tight. Joe grinned sideways, took one more bite. Joe's final pour, whiskey mixed with dying grace. Ghost pulled up a chair, sin spilled on his face. Joe's final pour, glass neck like a loaded gun. His story stayed at the table, his time was done. The sheriff knew, but never dared to say. Fear or favor, either way, he'd look away. Then a crack in the dark rang clear and raw, and the bleeding glass was all they saw. The wall clock froze lying in place, only gunpowder told the pace. Joe's final pour, whiskey mixed with dying grace. Ghost pulled up a chair, sin spilled on his face. Joe's final pour, glass neck like a loaded gun. His story stayed at the table, his time was done.
Shadows hiss and groan. Joe rode silent, bone to skin, hard to stone. He whispered to the moon with a crooked grin, but midnight swallowed and the dark crawled in. Crows sang dirges as the stars went blind, and Joe's old sins claw from behind.
Joe's hollow skull, cold breath in an ancient veil. The shot cracked his smile, now silence tells the tale. Joe's hollow skull, blood soaked and dry. The earth reclaims all but the face that still whisper about a deal signed in dread. Say Joe shook hands with the kind that bled. He sat by the old cherry stump, carved and cursed, where steel met bone and fate hid first. Sifts bones where legends moan, and the moon grins wide above his stone. Joe's hollow skull, cold breath in an ancient veil. The shot cracked his smile, now silence tells the tale. Joe's hollow skull, blood soaked and dry. The earth reclaims all but the face that died. Sly guitar echoes, banjo mourns, fade
Came out the gulch with a twitch in his eye. Sun burned low and the buzzards flew high. Wore a coat full of holes and a mouth full of sin. The kind of man hell don't let back in. Every step he took, the sky turned gray, and the preacher swore he'd never pray. The dust took Joe, swallowed him whole, left just a stain on the canyon soul. The dust took Joe, no stone, no cross, just wind and ash where he got lost. He'd speak to shadows and laugh with bones, carved his stories in blood and stones. They say he made a deal with dirt and time. Now the earth won't give up the crime. Some nights the wind sounds like his draw, low and mean like a final call. The dust took Joe, swallowed him whole, left just a stain on the canyon soul. The dust took Joe, no stone, no cross, just wind and ash where he got lost. Kick up the dust, you might hear his name, but don't look back, he plays that game. He rode through the pines with a stain on his soul, a grin like a scar, eyes darker than coal. They say he left fire where his boots would tread, a man still breathing but halfway dead. Night came faster with Joe and walking, and the ground still whispers when folks stop talking. That's where Joe fell, near the hanging tree, shot through the truth he refused to see. That's where Joe fell, face down in dust, with no last prayer and no one to trust. A gambler, a sinner, a blade in disguise. His pockets were empty but full of lies. The wind brought thunder, the crows took flight, and Joe stood alone in the grip of night. There's a cross with no name where the silence grew. what Joe knew. That's where Joe fell, near the hanging tree, shot through the truth he refused to see. That's where Joe fell, face down in dust, with no last prayer and no one to trust. Still the wind howls low and the pine trees lean over the bones of what might have been.
Joe walks where the sermons rot, dust in his lungs, soul tied in knots. No light in his trail, just smoke and spit. Banjo snarls when his fingers hit.
The earth remembers every bit.
It's a gravel blood revival, bone deep beat. Preach from the dirt, not from a seed. No choir here, just rust and flame. Joe the skull carved from pain. Shovel on his back, chains on his mind. He don't bury folks, he rewinds time. The wind won't howl till Joe walks past, then it moans like a ghost with a shotgun blast.
He's the hammer of the ones that never lay.
Crack bell rings, but no one prays. Just crows and coals in this fire blaze maze. Joe don't kneel, he sets the pace. Marches through sins with the banjo face. It's a gravel blood revival, bone deep beat. Preach from the dirt, not from a seat. No choir here, just rust and flame. Joe the skull carved from pain. Joe whispers, don't look for grace, it's already gone.
Rest on my strength, but I was
Rust on my strings, blood on my boots. Preacher long gone, but the sin still shoot. Moon ain't full, but the crow don't lie. They said I died once, guess the desert's dry. Crossroads bend, mercy's locked up tight. I play the sixth string like a ballroom fight. Devil don't dance, he just nods his head when I rip this sound from the arms of the dead. I ain't holy, just carved from abuse. Call it what you want, graveyard blues. Whiskey in my veins, ash on my tongue. I've sung more farewells than a church bell rung. Steel in my throat, fire in my spit. If peace ever came, I'd probably bury it. Joe the skull don't pray, he just lives.
safe and where I'm just us. Far back home.
Devil don't dance, he just nods his head when I rip this sound from the arms of the dead. I ain't holy, just carved from abuse. Call it what you want, graveyard blues.
Nail that rhythm to a cross of steel. Joe rides on, all pain, all real.
I came from swamps where the sermons rot, where the laws are lie and the truth gets shot. Gravel in my throat, pain in my jaw. Joe the skull ain't never feared no law. I carve my past with rusty steel. Now every mile I walk, the graves stay real. Put me down, I'll crawl back mean. Fire in my chest, soul unclean. Dust to dust, don't work on me. I'm still breathing, no one buries me. I sleep with knives under blood-stained sheets and dream of vengeance on crooked beats. Mama said, boy, you born wrong deep. Now I count sins, I don't count sheep. This land don't heal, it just infects slow. But I ride like thunder wherever I go. Gravedigger said I came too soon, told him dig too, I'll need room. Red clay in my lungs, dirt in my spit, but I spit bars like a burning red. Put me down, I'll crawl back mean. Fire in my chest, soul unclean. Dust to dust, don't work on me. I'm still breathing, no one buries me.
Joe's Whisper.
Dirt don't lie, it hums my name. Joe's back home, but it ain't the same. Fields gone sour, sky bleeds rust. I breathe in rot, exhale distrust. Ain't no past here, just bones and dust. There's a rattle in the roots, can't shake it loose. Blood-soaked truth in a noose-type groove. I ride low where the sun won't dare. Joe the skull storm in a crooked prayer. Boots crack twigs where the children scream. Echoes stuck like sap in a dream. Guitar moans with the mouth full of mud. Every fret cries out like a southern flood. You talk to the dead, they just want blood. Wind don't move, it waits and sees. Banjo picks like a swarm of bees. I don't kneel, I stake my claim. With teeth on the mic and hell in my name. There's a rattle in the roots, can't shake it loose. Blood
roads don't sleep, they just drink the rain. Hollow eyes watch through, afraid of pain. Joe walks slow with the 6-string curse. Boots drag blood and it only gets worse. Moon crack wide like a broken grin. A shadow moves, yeah, he lets it in. Crows fly low over mudtown fields. Truth gets buried, never healed. Steel on my back, fire in my breath. I don't sing life, I sing through death. Barbed wire fences stitched to the sky. The blues here bleed, they don't cry. Banjos rot, but the beat still kicks. Grit in the rhythm, hell in the mix. I got bones in my chords, war in my veins. Every note I play drags iron chains. You hear that sound? That's warning, friend. 3 crows scream, that's the end. Bullet prayers in the southern mist. Joe smiles slow, then clenches his fist. Slide low over mudtown fields. Truth gets buried, never is. He'll lay my bare heel on. Up down, leave my shame through death. Crows fly low over mudtown fields. Truth gets buried, never healed. Steel on my back, fire in my breath. I don't sing life, I sing through death. I don't sing life, I sing through death. A single crow lands on the grave still. Not even death can pay this bill.
The trees lean wrong where the soil cracked dry. A line in the woods where truth won't lie. First chord strikes like a broken note. Fingers stiff, voice rough like love. Every note a splinter pulled from wrath. This is cursed timberline where the forest won't speak. Guitar ring sharp and the 808 leaves. No map, no light, just a noise so bad. Strong for survival, not aftermath. Rain don't fall, it just stares down. Smoke from the strings beat underground. Banjos tense like a loaded trap. Guitar snaps back with the thunderclap. You don't escape, you adapt. Let the wood creak, let the sound stretch thin. In every fret's a wound stitched within. Don't call this home, call it what it's been. A place where mercy never begins. This is cursed timberline where the forest won't speak. Guitar ring sharp and the 808 lead. No map, no light, just a noise so fast. Strong for survival, not aftermath.
Vinha em volta inteiro de lá.
Dry creeks crack, no water runs, just bones and boots and rusted guns. Fence line split by a lightning scar. Whiskey breath and an old cigar. já fugiu, o cão não ladra mais. Poeira sobe onde a colheita jaz. Gaita geme como se soubesse o fim. Cada acorde um tiro, cada verso um sim. Ninguém canta aqui, só toca assim.
Ferro no coldre, lenda no chão, não se colhe redenção nesse sertão.
A trilha é torta, o fôlego é curto, aqui se sobrevive é por orgulho.
This is dry creek hollow, lost and lean where the soil speaks dark and the sky stays mean. Still string truth from wooden bed. You ain't alive, just not yet there.
Feels lie flat like a truth denied. Soul turned cold, nothing left to hide. First chord lands with the splintered way. Strings hum low like a rusted gate. No crops, no names, just fate. This land plows no more, just swallow sound. Beat kicks slow like it's underground. Banjo scrapes while the guitar grieves. This ain't hope, it's the ghost that breathes. Tracks lead nowhere, boots drag slow. Each step thuds like a berry blow. Fence post sweep in the sunrise hush. No wind, just breath and bone crush. There's no voice here but the hush. Guitar picks truth from a field gone black. 808 rattles like a spine on crack. This ain't for prayer or peace or rain. It's sound raised up from pain. This land plows no more, just swallow sound. Beat kicks slow like it's underground. Banjo scrapes while the guitar grieves. This ain't hope, it's the ghost that breathes. Boots scrape clay where the hollows hum. No church bells here, just a war drum. Fingers bleed on a weathered string. Smoke in the throat, nowhere to sing.
What grows in pain don't feel like spring. There's rust below the skin and it won't clean. Voices in the fields whisper what they've seen. The banjo claws, the guitar pleads. This dirt don't ask, it feeds.
Shadows bend where the wind go. Ash on the fence, graves in a row. The sky leans heavy with stories untold.
There's rust below the skin and it won't clean. Voices in the fields whisper what they've seen. The banjo claws, the guitar pleads. This dirt don't ask, it feeds. Whisper, you don't live here. You survive.
Dark country hip hop, sede one, violão, violão, seque percussivo, banjo distorcido, eirole profundo, vocal masculino, a esfera rural sombria com sons de corvo e madeira queimada. Você disse, com entradas de violão, o chat de PT disse, título Low Ground Psalms.
First drum hits like a warning bell. The ground don't lie, it just don't tell. Steps land heavy where prayers decay. Strings vibrate what graves can't say. Each note a scar that chose to stay. These are low ground psalms with